Hello. Today we're going to be talking about blue holes and the mosquito fish that live inside of them. You see, some of the blue holes have predators and some of them do not. And what we wanted to determine is whether the predators were causing changes in the fish's DNA. To do this, we performed an experiment that involved taking fish from both the blue holes with predators and without predators, bringing them back to the lab. We measured the size of their tails and how fast they could escape from the predators. What we found is that the fish from the holes with predators were faster and had larger tails than the fish from the blue holes without predators. Next, we wanted to determine whether these differences were due to differences in DNA or to something we call phenotypic plasticity, which is the same genes being expressed differently under different environmental conditions. To determine this, we raised fish from both the blue holes with predators and without predators in the lab in identical conditions to see what kind of traits they would develop. And what we found was that the fish, for the most part, retained the traits of the wild fish. What all this means is pressure from the predators is driving the differences in the DNA because the fast fish from the holes with predators are able to escape and pass on their genes to the next generation. We call this natural selection, and eventually this may lead to a new species of mosquito fish being formed. Now, you might be asking, why aren't all the fish getting faster? Isn't being fast a good thing? That's a good question, but the thing is, mosquito fish, like all organisms, only have a certain amount of resources available to them, and they want to use it to where it'll be most effective to them. We call this a trade-off. Mosquito fish from blue holes without predators might use their resources to get better at eating or to attract more mates because as far as they're concerned, they're fast enough. I like to think of it like this. If you're only cooking for yourself, you only need to make a certain amount of food. But if you're cooking for an entire family, you're going to have to need to make a lot more. The thing is, if you live in a family, you have to make the large amount of food because everybody needs to eat. But if you only cooking for yourself, you only have to make the small amount because the rest would just go to waste. And so you can use the time and energy you would use to make the large amount of food and you put it towards something else when you're only cooking for yourself. See, the trade-off is with the family, you have a large amount of food, but by yourself, you have all the extra time and money and energy that you can put towards something else. I hope you guys learned a lot about how species change over time, and who knows, maybe one day you'll be doing your own research.